Okay, so it seems like Azur Lane is facing the same curse that Wuthering Waves was facing just the other week ago. Now, obviously, as you know, Azur Lane actually has two different versions for the game, which kind of resolved a lot of the issues they were having with a lot of their more revealing designs in the game. And, you know, I'm a player that plays quite a bit of Azur Lane, especially recently. You know, I've really enjoyed a lot of the character designs that have been coming to the game, including this one, which is something that we'll get into in a minute, because, again, this might be one of the reasons why the game is banned. And obviously, it says a few weeks ago, the game was rated a 12 plus on the App Store, and now it's up to a 17 plus with a small 18 plus logo. The global version managed to stay rated 12 plus on the App Store for 6 years. So again, obviously, whenever this Wuthering Waves stuff came out, and you know, Wuthering Waves has increased from a 12 to a 16, many people brought up other games, including Brown Dust 2, Azur Lane, and all of these other kind of, you know, Guna, like gacha games, and people weren't very happy that the fact that these got rated a 12, but Wuthering Waves got boosted up to a 16. Now, obviously, yeah, this has changed, and I feel like I looked over on the Google Play Store as well, and it says it's a PEGI 16, meaning that yes, the game rating for Azur Lane has gone up, and I don't think it will be going back down. And, you know, as I said, they've actually got two separate versions for Azur Lane, one of them being a Chinese side, where they can, you know, kind of adhere to a lot of the rules of their CCP, everything like that. And they've also got a global one for global players separately, where they can go pretty much as crazy as they want and, you know, kind of deal with the consequences of the age rating going up. But it has managed to stay at 12 plus for 6 years. And well, it seems like it's finally gone up. And this might be due to many factors. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff in the game already, which is quite revealing, very goonery. And obviously, you guys have probably seen a lot of the designs of Azur Lane floating around in the community. And well, obviously, they just released a new set of characters, which is coming out literally today. And yeah, this kind of scene here, I'm not going to play it. Obviously, you can see the character right there. I don't want to leave it on the screen for too long. But pretty much it is like a scene where it's like you've just got done doing it. And, you know, she's like, oh, you want to go for another round type thing? It's just like, oh, okay. You know, great. You know, great for the game. But probably not so great for a 12 plus game. Like, let's be real. I think that's like a little bit far for a 12 plus game. I feel like that, yeah, the age rating does make sense here. Now, obviously, this was actually released before the update has even come out. So it makes me think that that wasn't actually one of the main factors. Maybe it was a small factor in the decision process from the age rating board, but I honestly think that wasn't the biggest factor in it. It was just a small little thing where they're like, okay, yeah, maybe that makes sense. But I also think the attention to Wuthering Waves and the attention to a lot of this censorship stuff, to a lot of this age rating stuff, is probably what actually caused this to happen. Obviously, as I said, you know, people were pointing the finger towards these games whenever Wuthering Waves' kind of age rating went up. And well, it seems like, you know, they've faced the consequences for that, because, you know, I'm guessing some people probably saw this and they're like, oh yeah, that is true. That is kind of weird. And then obviously they've reported it to PEGI, they've reported it to some of the age rating boards, and they've gone ahead and gone, oh yeah, wait, why the hell did we even rate this a 12 in the first place? And then they go on to put it up. Now, I don't know what Azur Lane's going to do here, because obviously it doesn't seem very right that they would censor any of this kind of stuff. You know, it seems like it's something that they wouldn't do. And obviously with a lot of the future designs coming out, it seems like maybe that making a step forwards to going into 17 plus updates. Now, obviously people in the comments as well saying, Sig's update, is that you? They're saying, nope, just the end of an era, which honestly, I don't think it's going to be an end of an era. I feel like they're just going to go ahead and just, you know, keep doing what they're doing, and, you know, just with a 17 plus rating. But let's be honest, I feel like a lot of people playing this game are 17 plus anyway, so it's not really going to make that much of a difference. And I hope that they are 17 plus, because else, you know, that's kind of crazy. They're saying valid, but I wonder what triggered this change. I have no idea. Definitely not this, which is a picture of one of the character designs coming to the game. Again, I can't keep that on screen for too long. Someone said, I'm downloading this game. So again, this entire thing, it's got someone to download Azur Lane. They say you don't have to. The R34 is absolutely peak, but the game is bad. Gambler addiction makes it hot though, which again is definitely true. They said, don't listen to these guys. We need whales like you sponsoring our entertainment, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, it seems like a lot of people aren't very happy at the fact that it's changed, due to the fact that maybe a lot of players won't be able to see it. Obviously, they say PEGI has upgraded their board by the EU due to the monetization regulations, and they're throwing out the weight around as well. I don't think that is the case. I feel like it's something else. Like they say, in addition to the rating stuff with Balatro, League of Legends, Wuthering Waves, Azur Lane, expect even more stupid rating changes. I don't know if it's something to do with the EU, because I feel like the EU is just mainly based off the monetization stuff. And whenever Wuthering Waves got changed, that was due to nudity. That wasn't due to gambling. That wasn't due to a lot of the kind of other mechanics in the game. So again, I don't think that is the case at all. Maybe they did step up some other stuff though. They say, so Peggy being the one behind the Woo censorship was true. Well, as long as the game doesn't censor stuff for ratings, it's fine, I guess. Obviously, yeah, I feel like it would be very bad if Azur Lane was to go ahead and actually, you know, change up a lot of the designs in the game, because let's be real, that's what makes their game their game. You know, those if all of that kind of you know, etchy kind of stuff that is in the game goes, I feel like it's just not going to be Azur Lane anymore. No one's really going to care about the game. And obviously, you know, I do really enjoy a lot of the designs in Azur Lane, like this one, for example. Now, there are some questionable ones in there, which I do not agree with at all. But thankfully, in Azur Lane, you can actually just get rid of characters. You can, like, kind of, what do you call it, like trash bin them, which is something that I do. So again, I feel like, you know, a lot of people have been, you know, alerted to this game a bit more. Which is kind of crazy. They say it's been 16 plus in Europe for a while. Nothing has changed. They're just catching up. So again, obviously, I checked the Play Store. It said 16 plus for me. Obviously, I'm over in Europe. Well, I mean, we're not in the EU anymore. But again, they say no, 16 plus in Europe was only for Google Store. So again, yeah, it has been a thing for Google Store for a little while. But over on the App Store, it's always been a 12 plus. So maybe they're just trying to catch up over on the App Store itself. But maybe we will start to see changes coming to other games as well. For example, as I said, Brown Dust 2, which was also another culprit for this kind of stuff. And also maybe some other games as well. Maybe some games that aren't as, I guess, showy-offy. Like, for example, Wuthering Waves was an absolute surprise to me. I know Cantarella was pretty crazy, but again, you know, I didn't think it was that crazy to make the actual board step in and do anything like that. Azur Lane, I could definitely see the rating going up, and I feel like, you know, maybe it means that Azur Lane devs can actually go ahead and go even further with some of their designs. I think that honestly would push them to a different limit, because no other gacha game is doing that, you know? They're not going to that extra limit, which again will obviously, you know, cost them the age rating, but also, you know, get them a lot of fans and get them a lot of people on board. So, hey, maybe we have to keep an eye on what they're doing with the game in general. But it seems like Azur Lane right now, yeah, has kind of gone up in age rating, and that might be due to Wuthering Waves. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, the update is coming out soon. I'm very excited for that. Obviously, they got a notice saying that, you know, the update is going to be down in a couple of hours or so. So again, I'm going to definitely be pulling up this update, playing it, and I can't wait for a lot of these skins that are coming out with the game in general. And I feel like, yeah, they definitely do provide a factor, and all the current skins in the game provide a factor as to why this actually age rating went up. And yeah, overall, pretty interesting news. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, it is a pretty crazy situation. Obviously, people have been covering a lot of the censorship drama, a lot of the age rating drama with Woo, with a lot of the other games. So I wanted to cover this just to add a little bit more onto it and to kind of keep it documented. And yeah, if you guys do enjoy this kind of stuff, go to GameSubs, use my code Keza, get 10% off, because again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. And if you like Azur Lane, you're going to like a lot of stuff over at GameSubs. So I definitely recommend going over there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all.